What's up, everyone? Happy Memorial Day, and welcome back to the Sharp Sports Report. Look, I know I've been ghosting the microphone for a couple of weeks now. Life, work, everything. Now the holidays, it all piles up. But if there was ever a night to lock myself in the film room and hit record, tonight is that night. We're officially down to the absolute nitty-gritty of the NBA Conference Finals, and the storylines are pure chaos. As I'm recording this tonight, the New York Knicks are on the floor against the Cavs tonight, trying to complete an absolute sweep of the Cavs. They're up 3-0. Meanwhile, out west, Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs just threw a double haymaker against the Thunder last night to tie their series at 2 apiece. Grab whatever drink you are having this evening for Memorial Day. Once again, thank you to all of our first responders, military members, those that are still here and that are not here. Happy Memorial Day. I'm former military myself, still have a bunch of friends that are in. I'm former Air Force, but grab whatever drink, kick back, relax. Let's look at some tape, and let's see what's going on in these NBA playoffs. Let's start off in the East. If you haven't been tracking this series, the Knicks have essentially put on a masterclass in modern basketball geometry. They took Game 1 and 2 at the Garden, then went into Rocket Arena on Saturday night and absolutely took the Cavs' soul with a 121-108 win to go up 3-0. And a little side note here. Kenny Atkinson, the coach for Cleveland, is an absolute dumbass. I'm just going to say it. I've never heard a coach talk the way he does, trying to sound smart, and then he's not. It's just god-awful. You know, and if you're a Cavs fan, you're looking at Donovan Mitchell and feeling for the guy. He dropped 32 on Saturday. He's fighting. Every possession, he's fighting. But Cleveland's offense right now looks like a bad high school varsity set. There's no space, no flow, and zero manipulation of the defense. You know, on the Knicks side, Tom Thibodeau's game plan has been... Tom Thibodeau. Wow, he's gone. What is it? Mike Brown? My goodness. Mike Brown's game plan has been beautiful in its simplicity. You know, they're loading up the paint, forcing James Harden to beat them over the top, and Harden has completely run out of gas. He's terrible. He's been terrible on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. He can't guard Brunson to save his life. He's turning the ball over more than he's making shots. I mean, that's just a recipe for disaster. You know, he had another rough night on Saturday, turning the ball over and looking a step slow on the perimeter. But the real story is the Knicks' baseline execution. Jalen Brunson is playing with a level of patience that should be taught in clinics. Like, I'm a former point guard myself, and I'm not a big fan of Brunson just because I'm a Pacers fan. He was kind of the SGA before SGA. He was the flopper, drawing fouls, but, it is what it is. Real recognizes real. You know, he's playing with a level of patience, and when Cleveland comes after him, he doesn't panic at all. He retreats, spaces the floor, and lets the ball find Josh Hart or Mikal Bridges. Speaking of Josh Hart, he's playing, like he's got two engines inside of him. Offensive rebounds, full court sprints, hitting timely cuts. The Knicks are out executing and out hustling Cleveland on every single possession. It's an execution gap, plain and simple. I say the Knicks take it tonight. Full sweep, and I think we see some changes in Cleveland. I would not be shocked to see Kenny Atkinson gone. James Harden might be gone. Hey, LeBron may be coming in, but who knows? Kenny Atkinson's not it. I think they have a great roster, especially with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, but James Harden's not it. Max Strus just did not show up the way he did last year in the playoffs. It is what it is. Now let's hop on a flight out west, because last night in San Antonio, the Spurs sent a massive message to OKC. The Thunder looked like they had complete control of this series after reclaiming home court in Game 3, but last night, the Spurs blew the doors off the Thunder, 103-82, to tie it up at 2 games apiece in this series. You know, it's funny, Greg Popovich is not coaching. I believe the guy's name is Marcus Johnson. But apparently from a story that I read, and it's been all over SportsCenter, is that Coach Popovich went into the Spurs locker room at halftime and said, listen, this is not how the Spurs play. This is not how we played before I left. You guys are way better than this. And they just decided to turn it up. You know, they made some great defensive tweaks for the second half. In Game 3, SGA was getting whatever he wanted in the mid-range because San Antonio was dropping their bigs too deep. You know, and then last night, the Spurs guards started fighting over the top screens, aggressively funneling Shai Gilgeous-Alexander directly into Wembanyama's space. while the backside wings aggressively pre-rotated to deny the kick out to Chet Holmgren. It completely disrupted OKC's drive and kick blender. Shea looked frustrated. The Thunder shot a miserable percentage from the floor, and Wemby was just patrolling the paint like he always does. You know, his 7'4" frame. Excuse me. You know, when the Spurs get stops and can run, they are absolutely terrifying. You know, Devin Vassell was pushing the pace. Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox has been great. I mean, I think he was gone the first 2 games, but the last couple games, you know, you're not going to expect him to put up 30 points, but he's the big point guard type who can space the floor, knock down shots, and still get, 15 to 18 points, 6 to 8 assists, couple rebounds, couple steals. You know, Game 5 goes back to OKC tomorrow night, and that is officially a must-watch heavyweight battle. I'm going to take San Antonio tomorrow night. I'm going to say they win by 6. San Antonio goes up 3-2. Then I believe they go back to San Antonio. And I think San Antonio closes it out. It's going to be San Antonio and the New York Knicks. And I'm not going to lie. I give the Spurs the entire advantage. I just think whoever comes out of this West, whether it's the Thunder or the Spurs, that's your NBA final champion. The Knicks can't keep up. The Knicks don't know what to do with Wembanyama. I think just the Spurs' physicality on the defensive side is a lot more than what the Knicks are expecting. You know, so that's just what it is. Now let's take a step back from the current games and look at what this means for the big picture, because the offseason rumors are already starting to leak. If Cleveland gets swept tonight, or even if they manage to extend it to a Game 5, changes are coming to that roster. The Harden experience in the postseason is showing its age, and the dual big look with Mobley and Allen is giving Atkinson zero spacing when teams lock in defensively. You have to wonder if Cleveland looks to reshape that backcourt this summer to give Donovan Mitchell a true dynamic scoring wing who can defend. And then you flip it over to the Knicks side. This run is solidifying them as a true championship threat. If they close this out, they get a ton of rest, while OKC and San Antonio beat the living daylights out of each other for another week. In the modern NBA, rest is an absolute weapon. Whew, that was a lot to take in. It's been a couple weeks, but I'm turning the page here. With my basketball background, former high school basketball coach, former trainer, former player, I'm going to be diving all basketball pretty much. So I'm super excited. We're going to dive into college football as well. We're now under 100 days until college football. I am so excited. But from me to you guys, once again, happy Memorial Day. That is your report for this Memorial Day. Keep your eyes on the scoreboard tonight to see if the Knicks pull off the broom and get ready for a war. And, my goodness, I'm sorry. I'm excited because I like the playoffs. And all I'm going to say is get ready for a war tomorrow night in OKC. It's going to be fantastic. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section tonight. If the Knicks wrap this up, can they actually match up with the size of OKC or the length of the Spurs in the finals? Who is your pick to hoist the trophy right now? Make sure you hit that subscribe button on Spotify. Drop us a follow on X and Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. And I promise I won't wait 2 weeks to see you back in the film room. Happy holiday, everyone. Peace and love. Sharp Sports Report is out.